With unemployment at historic highs and congressional approval at historic lows, why can't Republicans and Democrats in Washington get along? For the next 5 minutes, we'll discuss that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Robert Trainum. Joining me is Congresswoman Ileana Ross-Lehtinen, Republican from Florida. Congresswoman, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you so much, Robert. It's a pleasure to be here.
So the only good thing about all of this is that I don't know if you can get any lower. No offense to you and your colleagues, but the latest polls that I've seen, anywhere between 10 and 12% approval of the Congress. That's really, really bad, especially the folks that are at home in your district that are struggling paycheck to paycheck, trying to figure out where their next meal is going to come from and they're saying, I can figure this out. Why can't you all in Washington figure this stuff out?
Robert, I so totally agree. People are disgusted. They're fed up and they're angry with members of Congress. No one is excluded from that. We have failed them as an institution, as a body, and all they see is a lot of finger pointing and a lot of gotcha politics. And they're saying, forget your infighting. What about me? What about my family? My kids graduate from college, they can't get a job. I'm worried about my insurance premiums getting higher every month. My mortgage payments, I can't make the payments anymore. My house is actually underwater, meaning I have to owe more than it's worth. And they see us as a dysfunctional institution. So we've got to get back to the basics. We've got to put away these petty differences and these grievances that we may have with one another and get back to the business at hand, which is helping small businesses create jobs.
Congresswoman, we've seen in the years past these bipartisan congressional retreats where Republicans and Democrats and their families go out and bond together. We've had date night at State of the Union where Republicans and Democrats would sit next to each other and kind of have a bipartisan night. It doesn't appear to be working, at least according to the polls and also according to what the folks at home are feeling. What is the secret sauce? What is the magical solution to get you and your colleagues to come together as one?
Well, I think this electoral period will be our wake-up call. That's when both freshman members and veterans will go back to their district and will meet their constituents, and we will find out that those surveys are not just something out there in the atmosphere. They're real, and that the disgust that the public feels toward us is a real one because of their economic anxiety. So I think that all of those, you can say that they're gimmicks, but they're good things. Anything that can bring us together is a move towards civility. You know, and we've got to be bigger than ourselves and think about the constituents. It's not about us, it's about them. You
know, Congresswoman, there was a time in Washington, D.C. where Republicans and Democrats can go out and have a drink together. Their families knew each other, and they never were personal. Their politics, obviously, was very political, but when it came to the name-calling, that didn't exist. When it came to the personal attacks, that did not exist. A lot of folks say, well, you know what, with the advent of the 24-hour news cycle, because everything now is so transparent, what we're seeing, warts and all, is Republicans and Democrats fighting at their worst. Do you think there's a correlation there?
I think that's a handy excuse to use. You know, we always want to blame the media. Oh, it's the 24-hour news cycle that is bringing this dysfunction to air, but it is not. I think that we have forgotten what our core purpose is. We've forgotten that this is a representative form of government. We've forgotten that it's the public who rules us and not the other way around. And it's wake-up time. It's time that we understand and get back to the principles that brought us here. Nobody should come up here to get rich or to further their career. It's to getting back to what you wanted to do, which is to make this world a better place and to improve the communities that we represent. How sad that we've moved so far from that, and it's all about scoring political points. So I hope that that note of civility comes back, where compromise is no longer a dirty word. This is how negotiations take place. You give a little, I give a little, and politics is the art of the possible.
All right, Congresswoman, thank you very much for joining us.
Robert,
really appreciate
thank you.
And
we're civil with one another
absolutely,
anyway.
And thank you for joining us for this edition of Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Robert Trainum. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.